Iron Trader, it is Tuesday morning. So we are going to take a look here at crude oil and at natural gas. But first of all, we'll take a look here at NVIDIA, NVDA. This video is for information purpose only, not a recommendation of buy, selling stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have NVIDIA, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, the earnings are coming out here on the 20th with that new Blackwell chiplet they have going on here. I think it's going to be pretty awesome. We'll have to see how this is. But any kind of a pullback, I think this is a good buying opportunity to take it higher. Now, when you look at the daily chart here, you have a low, you have a higher low, higher low, higher low. This is very, very bullish chart going on, okay? So what do we have here? A couple things I just want to show you here. Now, if this keeps on selling, what you want to do is you want to watch yesterday's low. That's 143.57, okay? And then there's this gap, okay? So that low is 141.96, and then we have that fill at 140.37. And then we have this 141.44 level, your 8-day, and your 21-day at 140.08. Now, these are all good, really good support levels here. So as long as it holds this area here, that 21-day, that 8-day, the gap, and the fill, this is looking very, very good. Obviously, if you lost it, then what we'll do is we'll just come right down to the bottom of that candle. You got 137.33. We have 135.57. You have 134.57. And then we have right here is 132.11. We have your retest all the way down here, sitting at 128.74. And then your 50-day at 127.79. But I really think that this 8-day and 21-day are going to hold here. If you look at this chart here, it's just a very, very good bullish chart. Now, here when you look on a weekly chart, you can see here how nicely it came on down, but that 8-day and the 21-day here are holding up very, very nicely. So again, that 136.12, that's going to be very, very key. That should be right above, right in this area right here. Okay, if you get all the way down to that 8-day simple moving average here. Okay, so we got to see how this is all going to shake out. Now, here on your RSI here, there is a little bit of a negative divergence here. See where we had a high here, we had a high, and then we had a higher high, but we had a lower high. So we got a little bit of a negative divergence there. Your green is still over your red, but we got some sideways action, which could happen very, very much before we go into those earnings, okay? Now, remember last time they had really blowout numbers, but they weren't, I guess, extremely blowout. I don't know, 30 billion for a quarter seems pretty good to me, but anyway, they were looking for something else, and the stock sold off. And I think it's just because that stock ran up so high here. Okay, so again, when you look here on the RSI, you're still right below your 70 mark here, so we got to see how that shakes out. Your green is over your red. That's very, very bullish. So again, this is still a very, very bullish chart here. Now, when we look at the upside situation here, what you want to do is look to the top of this candle, 146.49. We look to yesterday's high, you have 148.85, and then we have that 149.77, which is your breakout. Okay, so when we were way down here, I said if this thing does break on out here, you're going to go to that 150 level. Well, a lot of times it doesn't go dead even 150, 149.77. That is just basically what you're looking at here. But this is a really, really good, very, very bullish chart here. Now, again, if you can crack that 149.77 level, they have a target of it right now at a paper put on yesterday at 185. So again, this has plenty of room to run, but if you're going to go to 185, you're probably pushing that 200 mark here down over time level. Okay, so that's what you want to watch. But just remember, on any kind of sell-off, watch that 8-day. Okay, watch that 21-day here, and then we have that gap, which is that 141.96, and then that fill at 140.37. Okay, take a look here now at crude oil and natural gas. Okay, here we have crude oil daily chart, natural gas daily chart. Now you can see here, this is that war premium situation here. Now, Iran did send a drone in, I guess, yesterday to Israel. I don't know how much damage. It didn't really cause that much damage here. But again, I just think what we do is we just have this trading range here. But I just don't think that's going to be any kind of huge conflict. I think it might die down here. We got to see how this is all going to shake out. Okay. So always keep your eye on the news here, because any kind of retaliation or anything back and forth between Iran and Israel or any other war is going to affect crude oil. Okay. Now, here's what we have here. Now, yesterday we put it there. We put a low in at 67.92, and then today we put a little bit lower low, 67.65 level here. Okay. So right now, it looks like we could possibly run here, but you have a lot of resistance going forward here. Okay, so let's look at the upside here first. Okay, so you're looking at a high today of 68.80. Okay, so your next level here is going to be right there. It's going to be take the low at that 69.32. Then we'll come to the bottom of this candle, 69.74. We'll come to the bottom of this candle here at 69.99, and then we're going to start running into that all your really key resistant levels. 70.24, that's your 21 SMA here. And then we have your 8-day at 70.55 and your 50-day at 70.59. So you're sitting all right there. Again, you have to get above this here. Then we can start retracing some of these candles here. Then we can come up here to your 71, that's a 45 level. You got 71.81, and then we come over here, 72.25, and then we come up to the top of that candle, 72.88, and your big target is 74.34. But if you look at this price channel, it's already telling you something, okay? See this? How you flattened out, and then now it's rolling all the way on down here. So you're sitting at that 72.88 level, which is basically right there at top of this candle here, okay? So we got to see how this is all going to shake out. When we see these price channels rolling over here, that's not a bullish factor. So any kind of a rally up here, I think you're going to go into resistance here, and this will be selling. Okay, now on the downside, obviously you want to watch yesterday's low, 67.92, and then we watch today's low, 67.75, and then we come right to the bottom, 67.28, and then we have 66.92. Then your retest down here is 66.72, which is basically that candle right there. So let's just see how it shakes out here. We got a sideways action. Remember, the API report will be out today at 4:30. We got to see, but there was a little bit of a conflict yesterday where Iran did send a drone in there to Israel. So we got to see how that's all going to shake out here. So just remember, any kind of reaction that we get here, these are just that war situation. It's not really what you call a supply and demand issue. Okay, here we have natural gas. Now, natural gas had a really good run up here. Okay, this is here on that LNG effect, which is going to be, I think they're going to do is they're going to release those here another couple months after the first year when we have a new president come in there. I think he's going to get going with that. Those 11, 13 pipelines are going there for LNG, and we're going to start shipping that out, which should be good for natural gas. Okay, so what we want to look at here yesterday is, let's look at the high here first. So we made a high yesterday of 2.956. Today so far 2.94. So okay, so you're sitting right there. So again, if we can get above that, then we're going to we're going to look at the top of this candle. You're looking at your next resistance is going to be 2.98, then 3, and then we have that nice 3.019 level. Now that's going to be the very key. Okay, it has to break above and close above this level right here. That's going to be the key. If it does, then we have a nice target right up here. Okay, right there, 3.159. Okay, very nicely. Again, but you have to get and close above this candle here. Then we just go to the next level. Okay, so let's just take a look here at the old downside here. Well, okay, so if this does sell right on down here, so we just watch all these candles. Okay, so look at today's low at 2.89, and then your next level right there is going to be 2.83. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll come right follow the candles down. You got 2.81, and we just keep on growing until we hit this 2.756 level here. Now again, if this comes all the way down here and holds that 8-day, could be a nice good buying opportunity. But you can see how this bull flag here paid off very nicely and is made cracked right up. Now again, if it holds the top of this candle here, say even the top half of that candle, this here could rally up very nicely and hit these upside targets very easily. Okay, so just remember, now there is a gap. So you always want to watch these gaps and these fills here. 2.769, there's a gap. Okay, and the top of that is 2.748. So you see, gap and fill, just like what we had here. Okay, so we looked at the top of this candle at 2.59. Yeah, this is the contract roll went all the way up here, but then where did it come right on down here? Okay, 2.514. Okay, so see how it filled that gap. So always look at these levels here as support levels or resistance levels on these gaps and these fill kind of a situation here. So for today, this is what you want to do. Is you want to really just trade yesterday's candle, okay? So you want to watch that high 2.596. If you crack above it, well, then we know where we're going, okay? If you crack below it, then we can come all the way down here, and then we can want to watch that 8-day, because that could be a very key support level here. It does not necessarily have to go to the gap in the field. It could just go to that 8-day simple moving average. Now, when you look at your RSI here, well, you're sitting at 59. That can go right back up here very easily. You got 70, so you're nowhere near overbought. And then we have or oversold, and your MACD, your green is over red. That's always very bullish. That gives a good positive sign. So we're just going to trade against this candle here today and see how that shakes out. Comes all the way down, we know where we're going. You crack above, we know where we're going. Okay, same way with the crude oil here. Just watch yesterday's candle. That's going to be very key. And if it gets up in this area here, okay, and if you're a long trader here, just sell some into this 21-day, that 8-day, and that 50-day, because it's going to take something really powerful here to blast all through that. Okay, so always remember that when it rallies up into that, you sell some. Okay, if it goes higher, you can always buy it back and it goes on up here. But again, I think this is going to be huge resistant level. On the downside, just watch yesterday's low. If that's lost, then we know where our targets are. 66.72 right here. We know where that is lost. We come to 66.30, and then we come down to 65.27. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here midday trading. Take a look at crude oil, natural gas, and then we'll see what else is in the mix. I see Tesla is selling down a little bit. Just remember, we've had a huge rally, okay, in the market here off the presidential election. Okay, so always remember that. Now, and usually what you get here at the end of the year is you get some tax selling. Okay, but that tax selling for me has always been a good buying opportunity here to take it long into the end of the year. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.